What is up, guys? It's Dustin and I'm back with another video. Before I jump into this, I would quickly like to thank you guys for all the love that you showed me on my last video about Sinead. I know that YouTube played me, the notification didn't go out, so for all of you that actually did get to watch it, that left me so many amazing comments, thank you so much. For those of you that didn't watch it, if you wanted to, I wanted to let you know that it is actually live on my channel now. There was a lot of research put into that, and it was actually a labor of love because I do enjoy Sinead O'Connor. However, that is not going to be the topic of this video. I want to talk about Anne Heche, because if you have not seen what's going on with Anne Heche, you probably are living under a rock, because this came across my TikTok feed the other day and I was just blown away. I fell down this rabbit hole and I wanted to come on here and share it. So if you guys are here for that, please stay tuned to this video. Don't forget to give me a like if you like content like this, and subscribe if you like me. Now with all that said, let's jump into this video. Now, if you're anything like me, you heard Anne Heche and you were like, well, who is that? But Anne Heche is an actress, director, and a screenwriter. And she starred in many different roles in TV shows such as Dancing with the Stars, Men in Trees, and The Brave. And she is widely known for playing Marion Crane in the Psycho remake from 1998. But what really was stuck in the back of my mind and how I really knew the name Anne Heche is because she actually used to date Ellen Degeneres. Now, I'm not here to talk about Ellen Degeneres. I've spoken about Ellen a couple of times here on this channel. I'm not really the biggest fan of Ellen. I think that she's actually a deplorable person. The way that she treats people and the way that she acts around people is just disgusting to me. But Ellen and Anne had a very open relationship between 1997 and 2000, and Anne had the following to say about said relationship. I was in a relationship with Ellen Degeneres for 3.5 years, and the stigma attached to that relationship was so bad that I was fired from my multi-million-dollar picture deal. I did not work in a studio picture for 10 years. But just to give you a little bit of background on how these two met, Anne and Ellen met at a Vanity Fair party in 1997, and literally it was like a whirlwind, and they were instantly drawn to one another. And obviously at the time that these two were together from 1997 to 2000, it was not very popular for people to be openly gay as it is now. And when Anne and Ellen split up, it was very hard for Anne to actually recover in her career because of the stigma that surrounded her and Ellen being gay. And then there was a whole thing about Ellen, because there was rumblings about Ellen and how she treated people way back in the day. I really can't believe it took so long for people to actually see who she really was. But anyway, there's a bunch of hearsay about if Anne is actually really gay or not. I'm not here to debate that because that is not the topic of this video. But I want to talk about is why Anne actually went viral. Now, I was scrolling TikTok the other day and this video came up and it was this car whipping down the street. And when I talk about whipping, I'm talking about like whipping, girl. It sounded like, you know, when you go to like a NASCAR event and those cars are going around and you can hear them, it's like boom, boom, boom. That is what this sounded like. And it was this little Mini Cooper flying down the street. Well, it turns out that that was actually Anne, and she ended up crashing into someone's house. And she was allegedly going upwards of 90 miles an hour. Now, before I get any further into this, I do want to share the GoFundMe of the person. Lynn, I believe is her name, and it was actually her house that Anne ran into. I'm going to share her GoFundMe. It's going to be linked in the description box of this video, as well as her TikTok, because I believe that we should help her in any way that we possibly can. But upon crashing into this house, Anne's car like ignited. There was all kinds of fire. It took 60 firefighters in an hour to get this fire under control.
Actress Anne Heche remains in a coma after that fiery car crash. Her condition is far worse than originally believed.
Oh my gosh.
According to her spokesperson, she's in critical condition and on a ventilator.
Now, what's alarming to me and what's shocking and honestly very scary to me is the fact that if you watch this video, you can see Anne pulling herself out of this bag that they have her in, because I was reading, and apparently with burn victims, they put them in this bag to keep them kind of like not sanitary, but like they try to keep like bacteria and things off of the skin because it's so like exposed and it's an open wound. But you can see Anne crawl her way out of this bag on the stretcher, and it is honestly something that looks like it was filmed in a horror film. Now, it's widely suspected that Anne may have been under the influence, but there's a wig store owner that came forward and actually said that she was in his store shopping for wigs earlier in the day, literally right before this happened, and he said that she was normal. She wasn't speaking in cursive, is what he said.
See, she was in a crash, and I'm just like floored, like, oh my gosh, I'm praying, like, I hope she's okay. I hope she's okay.
Richard Glass owned Glass Hair Design in Venice Beach, and less than an hour before Anne crashed her car into a nearby house, she popped into his shop to buy a wig.
We discovered that it was Anne Heche, and from there, she asked if she could purchase a red wig that was up top, and I said sure. And I As I bring it down, I tell her that it's not cut or styled. She said she didn't care. She wanted it anyway. So from there, I bring it down. I tell her it's a little bit dusty. She says, no worry, just sell me some shampoo and conditioner. It was just, it's so random.
Now, Anne does run a podcast named Better Together, and an episode was posted the day of the accident, and then it was quickly deleted and taken down because people were led to believe it was filmed the same day, and it just wasn't. And in a statement to ET Online, the producer of the podcast had this to say: the episode was recorded on the Tuesday before the episode was released and has been removed due to inaccurate reporting. Any reports that say she recorded the episode on the day of the accident are false. And in this podcast, you can hear Heather as well as Anne talking about wine and vodka. I'll just let you guys hear it because it doesn't sound too good.
So Refined makes vodka. They sent us vodka, and we are drinking it. Their advice.
Now, TMZ has been reporting about this like crazy, and they did actually show that Anne had an incident at the storage facility right before that big accident happened where she whipped out of the parking lot and literally almost hit someone. And I believe she may have even struck the building.
I'm out of this.
But there's also a TMZ photo that some allege has a vodka bottle right near the gear shift just moments before this crash happened. Now, there have been a couple celebrities that have come forward in support of Anne, Alec Baldwin being one of them. He went on Instagram to pretty much blow smoke up his own ass and give his support to Anne. You guys check it out.
Hey, I just wanted to send out my best wishes and all my love to Anne Heche. Anne is an old pal of mine, and I did a movie with her, a very 90s thriller called The Juror with Demi Moore was the star of the film, and Jimmy Gandolfini had a small part in the film. Matt Craven was in the film. Joseph Gordon-Levitt played Demi's son when he was very, very young. That was how long ago this was. And Anne Heche was in the movie.
Now, I don't even really know who Rosanna Arquette is. I think she might be related to David Arquette. I don't know. Maybe that's before my time, but she actually tweeted out and said, Anne Heche is in the hospital severely burned from a car accident that is really tragic. Pray for her. Hell, even Rosie O'Donnell actually apologized to Anne in a TikTok that she posted about the situation.
Well, hi everybody. It's Sunday afternoon at 5:34. It's almost time for 60 Minutes, you know? My Sundays revolve around CBS. 60 Minutes. Still, since I was a little kid. So I can't stop thinking about this Anne Heche accident and how horrifying the whole thing is, and feeling bad that I made fun of her when she was talking to Barbara Walters about having a relationship with space aliens, you know? Yeah. If we have an honest discussion about drunk driving, we find out just how prevalent it is. And that's terrifying, isn't it?
Now, Alec and Rosanna both got dragged after this because a lot of people were saying, how dare you not talk about the family and all this, that, and the other. And I agree, it should not just all be about Anne, but the fact of the matter is that someone lost their house, and thankfully these people are okay, and I'm glad that there's a GoFundMe that's in place I'm going to be donating to. But regardless if you like what Anne did or not, and I'm not condoning drunk driving, I've lost a lot of friends to drunk driving. I would never drink and drive. That is one of the ultimate things that will actually turn me against someone. I think that it's terrible. But we need to keep in mind that Anne does have children, and it's not just her that's affected by this accident when we're talking in regards to like her and her family. So two things can be true at once. It's terrible that this happened to these people. This person, Lynn, I hate that she's lost her house and then it went up in flames. A house can be restored. It's not washing away anything that Anne did, but I do also think that addiction is bad, and if she was drunk, that is very, 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 very bad. You can send Anne well wishes while also talking about the family that had their house taken from them. This all the way around is like a tragedy. Now, Anne's team did actually make a statement about all of this because there's been a lot of questions about how she's doing, how she's feeling, if she's even remotely responsive, and this is what her team had to say. At this time, Anne is in extreme critical condition. She has a significant pulmonary injury requiring mechanical ventilation and burns that require surgical intervention. She is in a coma and has not regained consciousness since shortly after the accident. I think that this whole thing is just so freaking sad. Now, obviously, this whole entire situation is sad. I wish that this never even really happened, but it did, and we're here now, and the only thing we can really do is help the people that are impacted. So that's why I have the GoFundMe link down below, and I'm sending healing energy to everyone involved because this whole thing is just bad. I'm telling you, when I saw this video come across my TikTok feed of this car speeding down the street, my heart dropped because kids could have been in the street, animals could have been in the street, so many people could have been hurt. But you guys, please let me know your thoughts and opinions down below. I know that they're going to be varying opinions, and that's okay. I just ask that you respect one another. I just think the whole thing is a tragedy all the way around, and if it is a situation where she was drinking and driving, shame on her. Just absolutely shame on Anne. But you guys, I hope you all have an amazing day, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye, guys.